Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, thanks for checking me out. So check out this new recipe that I tried. I don't know if you want to call it a savory Pop-Tart. I don't know if you want to call it a Hot Pocket, but whatever you call it good, because it definitely was that. So we are going to go ahead and get to this video. I'm going to explain exactly what it is along the way. So be sure to stay tuned for the recipe. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is chop up some onion. And if you don't know how to chop an onion by now, then join me in the club, because if you need to know how to chop an onion, then you need to watch a different video on chopping up an onion, because I really just started cooking with onions like a few years ago. So I just get it cut up, the way it get cut up. Nobody taught our ancestors how to professionally chop an onion. You just get it cut up. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so what exactly are we even making at this point? I don't know. I guess we're making a savory Pop-Tart, okay? I saw a couple of videos from, shout out to Kimmy's Creations. I think she made a cheesesteak one, she made a shrimp one, or a seafood one. So what I did is I took the inspiration from her video on the seafood one, and I just did chicken because I've been doing a lot of seafood lately in my house, so I just decided to do chicken. Okay, so to answer the question, I'm basically doing everything that I would do to make like a stuffed chicken breast or stuffed salmon or whatever, and I'm putting it in this pastry dough. So that's what it is. So it's like cream cheese, a few different other cheeses, it's chicken, it's spinach, and we're stuffing it into the dough. So that's what it is. So right now we're just sauteing some onions and garlic together, and now I'm gonna go ahead and add some fresh spinach, and we're gonna get the spinach wilted down and then move on to the next step. And if you have ever made spinach before, you know it's going to wilt down to nothing. But we have plenty for what we need for our filling. So we're just going to continue to let that cook through. And then we are going to put that in a paper towel to drain off the excess moisture. And we're going to let that sit for a little bit. I'm going to squeeze it a little bit just to get out some of the moisture. And then we're just going to let that sit while we prepare everything else. So here I have an already prepared rotisserie chicken. I purchased a cold one just because I didn't really need it to be hot. So I figured I would save that for you. So we are going to go ahead and just get the chicken chopped up. I'm going to remove the skin as I peel and chop. And yeah. I feel like this is like the third time recently that I've used a rotisserie chicken in my videos. I mean, I can just as easily normally I would like purchase chicken thighs and saute them and cut them up also. But this is just a way to save time. I mean, it's just as cheap, if not even cheaper, to buy a rotisserie chicken. It's already cooked and you don't have to, do that extra step. So I would definitely recommend doing this, especially if you're going to do it like on a weeknight or something. And you can use whatever part of the chicken you want. I think for this recipe, I mostly use the breast. because it's still really good in a rotisserie chicken, but you can use dark, light, whatever kind of chicken meat you want. So right now I have some cream cheese that I've let come to room temperature. And then I'm using this, I don't know, what was it called? Alouette cheese or something like that. So, side story. So for another recipe that I made recently, I used Borsin cheese. And it was very expensive. It was like $7. And this comes in this little like cream cheese container. And I didn't really find it to do a whole lot, like extra to the dish. And so I purchased this cheese because it's supposed to be similar, but it's a little bit cheaper. So it served its purpose. So I added a couple of tablespoons of that, and then I added in my spinach mixture, which I was a little concerned that like the garlic and onions and everything like would be lost by like draining it, but it definitely was not. So you want to do that because you don't want your mixture to be too wet. So right now I'm just getting everything mixed up. I added some shredded Parmesan cheese and a little bit of seasoning to that as well. And again, just get that mixed up. I'm going to reserve a little bit of this mixture because I have a vegetarian in the house and I'm getting ready to add the chicken. So I'm just going to set that aside. So now we're going to just go ahead and add our chicken. I just added about half of what I chopped up because I didn't want it to be too much. So I kind of wanted to mix it and see how it was. And then I decided I could use the rest of the chicken, so I went ahead and added that. So I must say that I was a little nervous about making this dish. It's something that I've never tasted before. I've never made it before. So I was a little bit nervous. I don't know. I just be scared. But okay, let's move on. So now we're going to make an egg wash. So I just am taking one egg. I'm going to scramble it up a little bit. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cold water just to kind of thin it out. And we are going to use that to top our pastry in order to make it like brown the pastry better. Okay, so let's get into this pastry dough. It was rather expensive. It was like $6 for like one box, and I had to get 2 boxes based on my family size and how many, we have. So don't buy this when you broke. But anyway, so it comes like this. It's already pretty much like sectioned in 3. So I just took my pizza roller and just sectioned it off into those 3 pieces. So now I'm just going to go ahead and get those separated and let the fun begin. Let's go ahead and get this stuffed. I'm nervous at this point. I'm like, how is this going to turn out? And you see me like dusting off some of the flour. I'm like, I don't know. So I'm taking some mozzarella cheese slices and I just broke it in half and I'm going to set it on the bottom of the pastry dough. And then I'm going to add a spoonful of this, of the mixture. You can add however much you like. You don't want to overstuff it, just like anything else. You don't want to overdo it, but you want to have a good amount in there. So that is the amount we're looking for. And then I'm going to place another piece of cheese over it. And then we are going to fold over the dough and crimp it down with the fork so that it stays closed. What I like about this recipe is that the pastry dough is going in the oven. So we don't have to worry about like frying it and getting the oil all in there and the oil all in there. So yeah, and the dough is actually very forgiving. Like, okay, so this is my first time ever working with the dough, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? But it's very forgiving. Like, it like bounces back, and like it doesn't get all like, it doesn't get an attitude with you when you're cooking with it. So that's what I did like about this pastry dough. So we're just gonna take the fork and I don't know what you call it, like press it down. But we're going to make those like, make it all nice and pretty. You know what I mean? So we're just going to do that all around it. And yeah, you can see my first one. It was like, what? But I'm going to do better on the second one, I promise you. Just wait. So I know that you guys see how janky this looks. And you're at this point like, should I even still be even watching her videos? But this is what I love. It's a learning process. I am not afraid to try new recipes with you guys on camera, and you can see the trial and error, and I can let you know what to do, what not to do. So you see how it's like, okay, yeah, I fixed it. But anyway, I'm going to put that on a foil-lined cookie sheet. I did spray it with some Pam. And now you see me just trying to salvage this piece so it doesn't open up. But like I said, the dough is very forgiving. Like, it doesn't tear real easily or anything like that. So it's a very nice pastry dough to work with. So now here is my second attempt. And I think I'm going to do a little bit better. What I also like about this recipe is that you can stuff this with whatever you want. Like I said, like the video that I saw, she did like a cheesesteak one. I mean, you can put whatever you want in here. I mean, you could do, obviously sweet and make it like a Pop-Tart. But like anything that you want in here, you can do. The possibilities are endless. And yeah, I did a little bit better with that second one, as you can see. Shout out to me. So yeah, I'm just going to continue doing that. And then we are going to bake these in the oven at 425 for about 15 minutes. Let's say 15 minutes. I melted some butter and herbs together so we can top that at the end. But right now you see me using my egg wash to top the pastry dough, and we're going to go ahead and get that in the oven, like I said, for about 15 minutes. And the egg wash will help to brown the top of the pastry dough. All right, so let's go ahead and get these in the oven and see how they come out. Oh yeah, that's the melted butter with the herbs. So after the 15 minutes, I'm gonna put this on top of the pastry and throw it under the broiler for just a minute or two to help it brown. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay guys, this is the finished product. We did it. It looks delicious. It tastes delicious, and caution, it is very hot, so you don't want to bite into it right away. It is super hot, just like a Hot Pocket. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call these Hot Pockets. But yes, it was delicious. It was creamy. I mean, you got that garlic butter sauce on top. Can't go wrong with that. It was cheesy. And of course, you're not going to get the cheese pull off the first bite because the cheese is in the middle. So wait for it. And there we go. It was very good. I will definitely be making these again. My family loved them. And it wasn't really that hard to make. You just got to follow the steps just like with any other recipe, and you got a winner here. So like I said, you can fill these with anything you want. You could do like a pepperoni one. You can do meatballs. What would be super cool is to do like a breakfast version of these. Can you imagine? Like you could do scrambled eggs. You could do some crumbled sausage or bacon or spinach or whatever you like to have for breakfast. And these would be really good like for the kids, like during the week. You can make them ahead of time, throw them in the freezer, let them throw them in the air fryer or whatever. Possibilities are endless. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you try the recipe. Let me know what you think.